A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us for the lunchtime news. My name is Wadulo Arnold. This 12th day of May 2023. Without further ado, let's get into the lunchtime bulletin. Now, delay in acquisition of land is one of the setbacks that have been cited as a stumbling block in implementing the 2021 to 2026 NRM manifesto. Prime Minister Robin Nabanja says that this is worsened by corruption, to which government is strengthening systems in the fight against graft. Nabanja echoed this while launching the NRM Manifesto Implementation Week, where she highlighted 77% commitments currently on track.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, I want to request you to also send message to RDCs, especially on this program you're having of the Parish Development Medal. Right Honourable Prime Minister, these RDCs will assist us much to ensure that this money, this time which is going down, must be utilized to see objectives. Otherwise, we have had several interventions, but always we get outputs or impact which is negative. But with this one, Right Honourable Prime Minister, we should not afford to go that way.
Government has, within 2 years, which were largely for planning and transition, accomplished a certain percentage, that is about between 20 to 27% of the commitments, and 77% of the commitments are on track. To me, this is a very big achievement, given the fact that we have suffered a lot of setbacks because of COVID-19. I'm confident that the next assessment will indicate a higher rating. These highlights reflect the performance on the 5 thematic areas on our manifesto: creating job and wealth for all Ugandans, delivering education, health and water, ensuring justice, equity, protecting life and property, and achieving economic and political integration. In implementing the manifesto, we have faced some challenges, including delays in acquisition of land for flagship projects across sectors and compensation.
One of the key flagship projects or programs under this manifesto is the Parish Development Model. We were very keen this time around to ensure that there is total alignment between the NRM Manifesto and the National Development Plan 3. So that means as we implement both, we are actually fulfilling our obligations.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, we wish you a safe.
In other news, the flooding of River Katonga has paralyzed traffic around Kayabwe along Kampala-Masaka Highway. All vehicles and motorcycles cannot cross due to the other side as the water is running at a very high speed. Let's have a look.
The flooding of Katonga River has disturbed motor cars and cycles, causing traffic along Kampala-Masaka Highway in Kayabwe. Commuters, shopkeepers, and pedestrians were left stranded in the area after law enforcement decided to suspend all traffic to save lives. A number of vehicles were seen stranded in the area, and none of them could turn back or move forward.
This is a problem. Now we are down here with the hunger. We want to try and reverse behind to see whether we can get something to eat.
We do hope by the time it goes to 6, we'll be okay, we shall go.
Security forces have got workable solutions like tying ropes around the affected area to prevent people from crossing. Leaders have urged people to be vigilant and also expressed concern over the challenge faced during the interruption, including patients failing to go to hospitals. Sarand Huchere, who is in charge of traffic from UNRA, has diverted traffic to go through PG Town, connecting to Zimbabwe Road.
There is a better route instead of you risking your life to go through Katonga. It is very risky. The water levels is very high.
The spokesperson Katonga Police Station ASP Lydia Tomshabi has warned road users to be cautious in as long as the road is still underwater. As of now, police is working tirelessly to stop residents from violating others who are robbing their property from their vehicles. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
Please do take note of those route rechannels. Otherwise, the body of the late Charles Okello Angola has arrived at the ancestral home in Oyam district after a brief stopover in Lira city. The body was received at Oyam district Boma grounds for a special council meeting before a short prayer at his home church and later to his home in Awangji, where he will be laid to rest.
At 11:30 a.m., this plane carrying the casket of late Labour Minister, retired Colonel Charles Okello landed at Anyeke Primary School playground. The plane was, however, expected to land at Achaba sub-county, but quick arrangements were made for the funeral van to receive the body. In the company of Government Chief Whip, UPDF officers and family members, the body was led to and received at Boma ground by the district speaker, Oyam. A motion to eulogize him was moved and several rules suspended to allow members pay tribute to the fallen minister.
The body be received in this house for members to eulogize.
Because he is an ambitious man that has never planned to fail. He's a man who has never failed to plan and has never planned to fail.
As a market in my sub-county of Achaba, where the market was named after this particular name, Mashudogo.
I think it is time that we take on the issue of mental health in this country.
Speaker after speaker members expressed bitterness in the manner in which the former army commander died.
We are demanding from the government, because there have been several investigations in this country, all that has happened, that has cost the life of our gallant son.
A number of resolutions emerged and adopted by local government leaders from across the region.
But I also think there should be a tangible item that we can inclusively follow with government and make sure that in memory of a person of the character of Honorable Charles, something is done to remember him.
They resolved that government gives the deceased a posthumous promotion and that a vocational institution be built and named after him, among other resolutions.
Colonel retired Charles Okello Ingola Majuduogo will be remembered as a defender, will be remembered as a protector, will be remembered as a guardian, will be remembered as a watchdog, will be remembered as a soldier who stood tall during the time for peace and matters of security for Lango, for northern Uganda, and for Uganda.
Late Machoduogo's body was taken to his home church, St. Nathan Church of Uganda, for a requiem service, and later to his home in Icheme, where he will finally be laid to rest on Saturday. Eddie Oloa, UBC News.
Now, about 400 people at Uganda's border with South Sudan in Moyo district have been displaced after intense fighting between South Sudanese and Ugandans along the border at Gwere North Parish, Lefori sub-county in Moyo district. The clash happened in a dispute spot that the two sides have been claiming ownership over.
Information that there was violent clashes along the borderline, especially in the place called Gwere North Parish. A group of youth from our neighboring country had the attack on the Ugandans along the border, and then that led into retaliation attacks also from the Ugandans living in that area. This happened on Sunday night. By morning, we intervened as a government, UPDF, security forces, and on Monday during the daytime, there was still counter attack. More houses were burnt at our UPDF barracks. From Monday evening, we hosted the population there amounting to 300 to 400 citizens of Uganda. Good enough, we have not lost any life. All those who were involved, there are those who got injuries. A number of 9 Ugandans were intercepted by the South Sudanese youth, especially the Kuku youth, who were involved in this confusion. My office worked together with the security of South Sudan. We are able to recover those Ugandans. I received them yesterday at the border.
We were innocent of their meeting, only that we found now we were captured by some army and some civilians. They came with the arrow and the bow, and then these gunmen, they came and captured us. That the reason is that the land, where we are sitting is not our land, and the South Sudanese here are complaining that the Ugandans are now torturing them over their land, whereby we were captured, other people were tortured, properties looted, like me, personal, my motorcycle also got lost in that scenario. So we are fought. That was on Sunday. So Monday is when me personally, I went to Yumbe and report this issue, because the majority population of these people are people of Yumbe.
Barracks and regadi. I just got to Malve, Okara Madigaya and Vedi. And don't ako, I'm at the dairy as Kokomani is a kitty. I'm in Yamutomas, a Maziking Garke, Kida you, I'm in Driki you.
The Parliamentary Committee on Information and Communication Technology is engaging with Ministry of Information and National Guidance and related entities to assess the progress of implementation of planned activities for 2022-23. Minister for Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, emphasized that efforts are being put towards increasing access to internet by the population to ease access to information.
National Development Plan 3 highlights information and communication technology, ICT, and innovation as key in the transformation of the country. Now the Parliamentary Committee on Information and Communication Technology, ICT, is engaging with Ministry of Information and National Guidance and entities that fall under it to assess the progress of implementation of planned activities for the financial year 2022-2023. Key areas of discussion include the extension of internet services to the population.
We've been trying to extend the infrastructure in the entire country so that there is the connectivity. We've been laying the national backbone infrastructure. We have covered up to 60% of the country. We intend to extend down to all the corners of the country so that there is broadband, there is connectivity in all corners.
Minister for Information and National Guidance, Chris Bariomunsi, however, says Ugandans still have little appreciation of ICT.
There is still a lot of digital illiteracy, so we have to do much, to do more, to sensitize and educate Ugandans to appreciate what the ICT is and what the ICT can do to enable us move faster.
And of course, we all know that ICT is cross-cutting along all the sectors of government. Name it, health, education, agriculture, to mention only but a few. because it contributes highly to the economic transformation of a country. It also provides communication. It promotes a knowledgeable society, a well-informed.
The issue is the prioritization and actually investing where you feel you'll have maximum impact. So what we're looking at is, with the little resources we have, where should we focus the investment in the ICT sector for maximum impact? The most critical thing is understanding that ICT is an enabler for everything we are doing in the country.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Sawede, pointed out that the utilization of ICT is key in helping government to plan and serve the population better.
We have developed a system for document management. It's called the e-document registration document management system. We have a system for education management where we are registering schools, teachers, students. I think this exercise was done last year and it is still continuous, so that we are able to plan from an important point of view. How many students do we have in this country? How many teachers do we have? Where are we lacking in terms of resources, in terms of teachers, in terms of the pay, and where do we need to put more schools? Those kind of things can only be done if we have data and information, and this system is one of those that has been developed. We have also developed the Parish Development Management Information System that is going to be presented to the honourable members of the ICT Committee of Parliament to show them how much data we have registered households in this country to a tune of 50%. I think 4 million plus households have been registered.
Information and communication technology is one of the fast growing sectors of the economy, offering many opportunities, and therefore investment is required to make this sector more vibrant. Adia Nakuti, UBC.
Now, a number of financial institutions in Teso sub-region have joined the forces with the Ministry of Teso Affairs to foster the execution of the Parish Development Model project in the region. This follows the disbursement of the Parish Revolving Fund that has been commenced in Kalachi district, with a warning to the beneficiaries against defaulting.
The future of Parish Development Model project in Teso sub-region looks promising, following the joint efforts between the financial institutions and the Ministry of Teso Affairs.
Opening accounts, providing financial services and financial literacy, bringing the service of banking closer to the community. We are looking at transforming lives, enhancing the community, and making the economy and the livelihood of the society better.
This follows the rollout of Parish Revolving Fund that has been launched in Kalaki district, with a warning to the beneficiaries against defaulting.
This is a loan. I want to repeat that this is a loan. You will be arrested if you don't pay it back. You will be. And I say this because I know some of my people, when they take this money, they eat it alone. When it comes to time for arresting them, they come to me.
While rolling out the fund, there was an explanation on why the PDM funds delayed.
We did not want to disperse the money before even these people understand what they are rolling. This is how we got complications with the Mioga. It came at the time when we were going for elections, and some people said, oh, this is the usual NRM style. They give you, you give us. We are eating this one.
Michael Eyoku, a member of Alomete Piggery Keeping Project, is among the first beneficiaries that have received PDM funds in Kalaki.
I have received 1 million shillings, and I'm going to use it for piggery keeping, as it was in my business plan. And I'm extremely happy, especially to the NRM government and my local government staffs, the sub-county, those who help us to reach the destination. Because the journey was very, very long. There was a lot of hills, let me say, because you write a paper today, tomorrow there is another paper. So without those technical stuff, we would have not reached here.
Eyoku is optimistic that the funds will be a life changer, basing on the enterprise he selected.
Through the training we had, Like the district veterinary officer, I know piggery will help. It will help because it takes the short time to deliver and short time to grow, so that it's easy to get money through piggery.
Kalaki District local government has so far received more than 1.9 billion shillings intended to benefit 34 circles, with 1,042 enterprise groups formed against poverty in the district. Joseph Okello, UBC.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, has called upon Ugandans to preserve their culture and traditions for the next generations, since those that make us who we are. The Katikiro communicated this at the Coronation Celebrations of King Charles III and Queen Camilla, held on Thursday evening at the British High Commissioner's residence in Kampala.
The British High Commission in Uganda has joined the rest of the world in celebrating the coronation of their Majesties, King Charles III and Queen Camilla, following the official ceremony held on 6th May 2023 at Westminster Abbey. The function, held at the British High Commission's residence in Nakasero, was attended by cross-sections of dignitaries, including judges, ambassadors and ministers, among others. Buganda Kingdom Prime Minister Charles Peter Mayiga was the chief guest, who represented the Kabaka of Buganda, Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. The British High Commissioner to Uganda, Kate Eira, raised the concern to preserve the environment, as it was mentioned by King Charles III on his visit to Uganda in 2007.
Before many of us were aware of the threat caused by pollution or by climate change. Since then, he's been calling for urgent action and continued to raise awareness about the importance of the environment, as well as supporting the development of new, sustainable technologies and practices.
She further highlighted on the existing unemployment in Uganda, which needs to be addressed.
The King has always believed in the capacity of communities to support young people, to harness their strengths and their diversity to build a better society. And here in Uganda, the Prince's Trust Enterprise Challenge helps young people to start and grow their businesses, providing mentoring, training and financial support.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, on the behalf of Kabaka of Buganda, Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, cited the need to preserve and protect culture practices, since they are symbolic in identifying who we are.
The Kabaka holds King Charles III in very high esteem, whose coronation has generated tremendous hope, particularly because of his support for the diversity of the different peoples of the United Kingdom and of the Commonwealth. Modernism tends to relegate culture to the past, yet culture and heritage give us identity, which maps our common interests, beliefs, and aspirations. The coronation of King Charles III, therefore, is symbolic of the past, the present, and the future of Great Britain and many countries that share history with the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth.
In his message to the world, King Charles III applauded the tremendous relationship between the Commonwealth nations in the development of the world.
We have been hugely inspired by the community spirit on display at coronation celebrations such as this, and are deeply touched by the many similar events taking place across the globe. Express our warmest gratitude to all our friends. I'll emphasize that to all our friends for your kindness as we embark on this new chapter with you. Signed, Charles. Thank you.
The coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla took place on 6th May 2023 at Westminster Abbey, marking the first coronation in the British monarchy in the 21st century. Natongo Rebecca, Susan in Nabugudde compiled the story.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Where does it come from? That thing that makes us Ugandan. That thing that makes us different from everybody else. where does it grow infinitely? Some say it's in our history, in our culture, and in our hearts, in our warm smiles and vast miles of coffee, dairy farmland, and amazing maize fields. It's in our inherent pursuit to always be better, to never stop growing and glowing. So you see, we are more than just a waving flag. We are a nation of sweat and skills, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what truly makes us Ugandan is our quest to improve the quality of life for Ugandans by creating sustainable jobs, businesses, and improving household incomes. That's what makes us Uganda Development Bank.
Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *100*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*10#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president. She is the hope of our community. And as a community leader, I will talk to others about how we must protect her against child marriage and teenage pregnancy because it affects us all. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from pregnancy. Because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
The Resol Agribusiness Show is here under the theme Revolutionizing Agriculture through Value Addition, Innovation and Technology, scheduled for 13th to 16th June 2023 at Ohinga Stadium, Fort Portal Tourism City, with a free medical camp running throughout the show. Entrance is totally free. To sponsor, partner and participate, contact 0702 301 059 or 0773 458-492 or 0773-301-059.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice Bundles that don't expire. Dial *100*21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, into the business stories. Uganda has the capacity to reduce poverty by building people's resilience, says a new World Bank report. The study highlights challenges facing the country, its vulnerabilities, and suggests proactive solutions to tackle them, as Charlotte Amuge reports.
Uganda has in the last decade registered little progress in its poverty reduction agenda. This is according to a new World Bank poverty assessment report titled Strengthening Resilience to Accelerate Poverty Reductions in Uganda.
We showed that 50% of population in Uganda are very likely to fall into poverty into 2 next years. It's called vulnerability to poverty. So it's just a reflection of shocks and low resilience.
Launched in Kampala, the report shows 30% of Ugandans were poor in 2019-2020, a percentage only slightly lower than 31% in 2012-2013. The study also shows how majority of the population is vulnerable to shocks. The case in point being the COVID-19 pandemic that lasted for at least 2 years and pushed many in society to the brink of abject poverty.
Moreover, many Ugandans are clustered around the poverty line. That is the most vulnerable and dangerous thing. They are clustered around the poverty line. Therefore, they are vulnerable to shock. Any small shock just takes us back to poverty. So the question is, what do we need to do to move slightly above the poverty line?
Other challenges cited include the poor savings culture, high cost of living, low earnings, among others.
I'll give just a quick scenario. So I earn 1 million Uganda shillings, it's my paycheck. When it hits my account, government takes 30%. I save 5% with NSSF. So I'm literally remaining with about 650. When I make a withdrawal, there is an 18% charge of VAT. When I go to buy apples in a grocery store, I pay 18% VAT. When I make a transfer to my mobile wallet, I pay a direct tax. So literally about 65% of my earning is just in there. So there is nothing left to save, nothing left to invest. So why won't people be poor?
The World Bank's Poverty Assessment 2022 report puts emphasis on the shift from subsistence to commercial agriculture, investment in human capital, improvement of agriculture and enhancement of social services, and education as crucial factors in building resilience.
Human capital is very important in Uganda, overall, and in Uganda in particular, because of the demographic transition Uganda is going through. You have so many kids, and if we don't invest in education and health, in 10 years, in 15 years, these people will have difficulties to find a good job, to be resilient and to cope with shocks.
The study notes that there are other productive economic activities outside agriculture, which is the mainstay of Uganda's society. However, they are not easily accessible by the poor in society and thus worsen their vulnerability. Charlotte Amuge and Dennis Sigor for UBC News.
Well, and I do believe the capacity for us to fight poverty lies more in collective funding as opposed to striving to become rich alone. Otherwise, that brings us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. With me, Wadulo, Mark, Arnold. Stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins. Have yourselves a lovely one.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pat green salad. This salad combines lettuce, serrali,